Hello everyone, my name is Ajay. So in this video I'm going to explain you about merge sort algorithm. So here if you can see I'm having an array of integers which is having 4 elements. So by using merge sort, let's see how we can order them in ascending order. How we can arrange the elements in this array in ascending order. Basically in merge sort, we actually divide the array into subarrays till the array length is 1, and again we merge them in the sorted order. So let's see how we can do that one. So first I will divide this array into two subarrays which will be having 2 elements each. So let me show that. So the first subarray will be having elements 5 and 1. The second subarray will be having elements 4 and 3. So I divided this array into 2 subarrays, and again I have to divide this subarrays into subarrays till we get the array length as 1. So now I'm dividing this into 2 subarrays again. So that will give 5 and 1, and this will give 4 and 3. So we have to split them into subarrays till we get the array length of 1. So here if you see we are having array length of 1 in the last level. So once we get the subarrays with array length of 1, that means they are already in a sorted order. So if you are having an array with 1 element, that means it is already in a sorted order. So then after you have to start merging the elements. So if you are having 2 sorted arrays, like you see 5 and 1, 4 and 3. So this array and this array are in sorted order, and 4 and 3 are in sorted order. So if you have any 2 arrays in a sorted order, then you can merge them into a new array in a linear time. So that will be easy. I mean, if you are having 2 sorted arrays and if you want to merge them into a new array, that would be easy. I will show you how we can do that one. So once you get the array length, once you split the array is into subarrays till you get the array length of 1, then you have to start merging them into the sorted orders, into the sorted arrays. So let me show you how we can do that one. So now we have to merge 5 and 1. So after merging, I will actually show you the function. So after merging these 2 subarrays, which is 5 and 1, you will get the output as 1 and 5 in a sorted order. And after merging 4 and 3, you will get the output as 3 and 4 in a sorted order. So now we are having again 2 sorted subarrays. Now we can easily merge them to get the final output. So if I merge these 2 sorted arrays, I will get the output as 1, 3, 4, 5. So this is the technique of merge sort. So by this way we can actually sort the elements in the array. So once I code, I will actually walk you through the code, so that way it would be much clearer. So let me actually start coding it, and let me explain you more about this. So for coding it, I want to write the function prototype as it will return array of integers, and I will name it as merge sort, and it will take array of integers. Okay, so this is the function prototype, and I also want to write a function prototype for merge function. So it is nothing but it is a function which will take 2 subarrays which are in sorted order, and it results the output as the merged array of those 2 subarrays in a sorted order. So I will just write the prototype of it for merge function. So it will take 2 subarrays So this function, like for example, if we are having 2 subarrays like 5 and 1, so this 5 and 1 are sorted. So if I pass 5 and 1 for this function, then it will return the result as 1 and 5. And if I pass 1, 5 and 3, 4 subarrays to this function, it will return this array 1, 3, 4, 5. So this is the function. So actually I'm not gonna explain the implementation of this function in this video. So I'll actually make another video for the implementation of this function. So I'll put that link in the description of this video, where it will be having implementation of this function. So once you watch this video, you please watch that video as well to get to know how we can merge two subarrays into a sorted array. Okay, so now I have the function prototype for merge sort and merge. So let me implement merge sort. So here we are passing array of integers. So what I have to do is, like, the first thing is, so whenever the array length is 1, that means it is already sorted. So no need for us to do any other sorting for that, right? So I will just check that condition. So if array dot length equal to 1, then I will just return that array. So no need of doing anything, right? It's already sorted. So when the array length is 1, then I'm just returning the array. That is the condition for that. And then, so I have to actually divide the array into two subarrays, right? So if you see, I divided this array into two subarrays like this. So for that, I will actually use two temporary arrays, A1 and A2, and I will store these values and these values into that particular array. So for that, we'll create a temporary array. I'll name it as A1 and new, and the length would be, so I'll declare a variable for storing the length. So the length of this array would be half of the length of this array, that is nothing but AR dot length divided by 2. Okay, and this length would be L. Okay, once I declare this array, I will actually store the elements 5 and 1 into this array. For that, I will use for loop for int I equal to 0, I less than L, I plus plus. So here I'm just storing the elements of this subarray into A1. Okay, so A1 of I would be layer of I. That way I'll get all the elements of this subarray into A1. Next, I will declare another array, int A2 is equal to new. So here the array length of A2 would be this length minus total array length. So that is nothing but array dot length minus L. Okay. And again I will store the elements of this subarray into this array. So for that I will again use for loop for int I equal to so now I added the elements in the previous array till L minus 1. So I have to start adding the elements in this array from L. So I will start with L. I is less than array dot length and I plus plus. Okay. Now here, and also I will have a pointer int j equal to 0 for storing the elements in array 2. Why? Because here I am starting from L, so that would not be starting with 0, so that would not allow me to add the elements in A2 from 0. So for that reason I declared a pointer for A2 as j equal to 0. Now I will start A2 with j and I will assign array of 5 value into it. Okay, so and I will implement j plus plus. So here I am adding these elements into array A1 and here I am adding these elements into array A2. So that's about these two for loops. So once I get the elements into two subarrays A1 and A2, then I have to do the recursive calls for that particular subarrays to further split into more subarrays and get the output. So for that I'll use A1 equal to merge sort of A1 and I will use A2 merge sort of A2. So here I am doing two recursive calls for the same function by passing this subarray which is A1 and passing this subarray which is A2. Okay, then after I have to actually merge them. So once I do the recursive call, I have to merge the resulted array into one array. So for that I will call this function merge. So I will return merge function call which will take two subarrays. So that way I will return the sorted array by the end of the execution of all the subarrays. So this is the code, friends. So let me walk you through the code. So for making it simple, I will just name this as line 1 and this as line 2 L2 and this as line 3. Okay, so I will write input on line 1 input and line 1 input, next line 1 output, line 2 input, line 2 output, sorry, line 1 input, line 1 output, line 2 input, line 2 output and line 3. Okay, so this is nothing but the input that I am passing for the first time. So first time I am passing the input as this array which is 5 1 4 3. So I will write it here. 5 1 4 3. Okay, now I pass the input as 5 1 4 3. Now it comes, it checks for array.length, it's not equal to 1. Now it gets and split into two subarrays A1 and A2. So in A1 I'll be having 5 and 1 and in A2 I'll be having 4 and 3. Okay, then it comes to line 1 where I'm doing the recursive call and passing A1. So here it comes to line 1 and I'm passing this subarray. So the line 1 input would be 5 and 1. Okay, so when it comes to line 1 we are doing the recursive call and it comes again here with the input as 5 and 1. So I'll write it here. The input is 5 and 1 in the next recursive call. So now it comes to this function again, checks for the length, it's not equal to 1. Now it splits again into two subarrays A1 and A2. So A1 will be having 5 and A2 will be having 1. Okay, and now it comes to line 1 when the input is this array. So with line 1 we are passing A1 which is actually having one element in the array which is 5. So I will write it here. Okay, so I passed this array which is having element 5. I'm calling the recursive call by passing this array. So again it comes here. So now this array is having element 5. So it will check for the length, it is equal to 1. So it will just return that array. So I will get the output as 5 at line 1. Okay, so now for this input array, I passed the when I pass the input as 5, I got the output as 5. Now A1 will be having 5. Okay, and it comes to line 2 for this input. So at line 2, I'll be having I'll be passing A2. So A2 will be having 1 in the array. So when it does the recursive call, again it comes here, it checks, it is having array length as 1, so it will return that array. So the line 2 output for this input array would be 1. So now A2 will be 1 when the input is 5 and 1 in this function call. And I got now, so here I got L1 output and L2. So I got L1 output and L2 output, so they are in A1 and A2. So the next thing is it comes to line 3. Line 3 is, it will take these two outputs, it will merge them and return me the array which is in sorted order. That is nothing but 1 and 5. Okay, once I get this output, once line 3 is completed, for this input, it will actually go to the previous recursive call where I pass the line 1 input as 5 1 and it gets the input as 1 5. Okay, so now we are in the recursive call, we are in the function call which is having the input array as 5 1 4 3. Okay, so when we pass this input array, we have done with the line 1 and we got the result in as 1 5 and we stored it in A1. Now it comes to line 2 where we are passing A2. So for this input, the A2 subarray would be 4 and 3. So when at line 2 we will be passing 4 and 3 here. Okay, so when I pass 4 and 3, it is a recursive call, so I will call the function again with the array 4 and 3. So I will write that input here, which is 4 and 3. Okay, so it is same thing again. So first it will divide into two subarrays. One will be at line 1, I will be passing array which is having 4 elements and I will get the output as 4. And next in line 2 I will be passing the same like this thing. Okay, in line 2 I will be passing this array which is having element 3 and I will get the output as 3. And finally I will merge this output and this output at line 3 so that I will get the output as 3 and 4 in the sorted order. So once I am done with the line 2 of this line which is having input as 5 1 4 3. So here once I am done with the line 2, I will get the output as 3 4. Okay, so in this scenario I am done with line 1 and I am done with line 2. So in line 1 I got the output as 1 5 subarray and line 2 I got the output as 3 4. So A1 will be having 1 5 and A2 will be having 3 4. And now I will come to the line 3 when the input is this array and I'll call the merge function. So this merge function will take these two subarrays and it will result me array in this sorted order. Okay, so these both are sorted now. L1 output and L2 output are in sorted order. So I'll pass those two subarrays to the merge function which are in sorted order and this function will actually return me a new array with all these elements in a sorted order. So that is nothing but 1 3 4 and 5. Okay, that way I will finish the execution of this complete function and I will get the output as 1 3 4 5. Okay, so that's it friends. And coming to the time complexity, so here if you see I'm actually splitting them till this level, splitting the array till this level, splitting at level 1 and splitting at level 2. So for me to split this array into the array till I get the array length as 1, I need 2 levels. Okay, so this merging is not just this one. So I need two levels for splitting this array into the arrays till I get level length as 1. So this 2 is nothing but when n is equal to 4, n is the length of the array, when n is equal to 4, I need two levels, okay, which is nothing but 2 power 2 is equal to 4. I can write this as log to the base of 4 is equal to 2. So that is nothing but log n. So for splitting this array into sub-arrays, I need log n levels, okay, and at each level I'm merging n items. At this level I'm merging n items. So as I said, the merge function will take linear time, big O of n time. So here I'm merging n items, that would take n time, and again I'm merging n items here at this level, which will again take n time. So that is nothing but log levels into n. So here levels is log n, and at each level we are merging n items, so the total time complexity would be n into log n, big O of time complexity is big O of n into log n. So that's all, friends. So this is our merge sort algorithm. So please watch the next video of this merge sort also. Why? Because there I'll be explaining the implementation of this merge function. So I'll post that link in the description of this video, so that way you'll actually come to know about merge sort algorithm in full. So that be all, friends. If you have any questions, you can post them in the comment section. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you.